I'm going to start the recording and say hi. Welcome, everybody, to this meeting of the second stage of the buyer's journey in writing articles. And I would introduce Arthur, but he's not here. So anybody who doesn't know, I've been doing this for about 25 years. And I do want everybody to know that if you need help with something, I don't need to develop your entire site or redevelop it or turn it upside down. If you just need help, get in touch. I've got somebody who mentors. If somebody's looking for just some kind of consulting or just want to work on images, ask questions. So get in touch. If you need any help at all, just let me know. And Arthur will be here soon, so contact Arthur too if you need to. All right, that said, I'm going to reopen. I had everybody muted, but I'm going to unmute because there's just a few of us. And say, if you have questions, just go ahead. There may be a bunch of people that show up late, but that's too bad. Where are you, meaning all of you folks, with the buyer's journey? I want to hear some questions. What do you not understand about the buyer's journey? Anybody? Let me ask a different question. Sue Ellen, do you have people asking you about buyer's journey? Anybody that you're developing for?
Most of the people that I work with don't even have a concept of what the buyer's journey is. So they don't understand how to engage people, what kind of content they need to create that buyer's journey. So I do a lot of education as to what they need to do.
Would it be fair to say that most of the people you work with and those others here today have no clue and they don't know why they need to know that?
Right. They expect that I'm going to know it, which, I mean, I know the journey, but I have to have the details about their business in order to create what's going to work. So they don't understand that part either.
Have you used ChatGPT or another AI to write articles for it?
I have. I use two different. I've used ChatGPT, but I also use a product called Copy AI, which I like a little bit better to write articles.
And then you go back and edit the articles to make them human instead of AI?
And to make sure that they're appropriate for this particular business that I'm working for.
Well, don't you do that before you write the article?
Yes, but sometimes they like to add in extra things.
Oh,
so I
okay.
always go check and make sure that they're not, adding things that aren't appropriate.
Gotcha. So, what about anybody else? Have you tried to write anybody else in the group? I see Steve Bryan is coming on board. Anybody else have tried? The understanding. Oh, I wanted to ask you too, Sue Ellen. Did you hear about the latest with Google and quote unquote backlinks as compared to linking your pages in your own site?
I haven't really looked at it too closely. I thought that we were getting more away from backlinks because people were abusing them, and you were linking within your page.
Yes.
I've also used back on AI. I like Bard for research because they're connected to everything. They give you answers. I haven't really tried them for writing articles, but for getting answers to the question, I really like their style better
than
ChatGPT.
Bard is the Bing one, is that right?
No, Bard is Google's. Yeah.
Bing is based on ChatGPT 4. It's actually, you get the advanced version of ChatGPT 4 with Bing for free. So if you use Bing instead of ChatGPT itself,
Mhm.
you actually get more features for free because Microsoft's
Hmm.
invested what
Interesting.
$20 billion into it. It was a freaking
Yeah.
bucket load of money. So they bought into it.
Because they're still trying to get people to use
Their
their
search engine.
browser.
Yeah. Oh, nobody wants their
And it's
browser.
not
Who uses
working.
their browser?
Right.
But their search engine is they try to charge the same as Google does for
For
AdWords.
ads.
campaigns.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And nobody goes
why?
there.
You don't have anybody searching your search engine.
Yeah.
This is Microsoft's second time at playing catch up, right? They're trying to buy their way
Oh.
into the industry.
They've been-
I'm sure they are, because they are literally in bed with Google. I've seen stuff that is just, they are working in tandem with them,
Mhm.
but they still can't get anybody to use them.
Yeah. They have some PR issues.
So back to the writing of the articles. I really want some feedback from those who are here today to say either I just don't get it, or why are we doing this? Because I think both of those are big and are going to answer a tremendous amount of questions for you folks. Thumbs up, questions, blurt out, anybody.
Well, Tom, I think that's why I like Copy AI, because if
Okay.
you just don't get it,
Mhm.
they have all the options. You can create a title for your blog based on your information. You can create an outline. It will give you an intro, an outro, a listicle. I mean, you can take that same base information and article and do like a million different things with it, and it also walks you through the process of how to do it if you don't know how. So I think it's a really intuitive program, whereas ChatGPT, like a lot of different programs, if you don't know what to ask, you're not going to get anything.
I do find that in ChatGPT, it's just start doing it. And it's like, well, wait a minute, do what? What do I need to do?
Right. And that's the solution that this other program, which has been around for a couple of years, actually before ChatGPT became the thing. Copy AI has been around for a couple of years, and it was basically designed to help people write articles, write web pages, those kind of things. So it has a different focus.
Now, people have told me that they like the AI from Bing, and I'm trying to think of what's the name? Anybody know? Do you know the name of that?
Well, don't you just have to go into Microsoft Edge and get to Bing and then go for AI?
I won't touch Edge, so no. That's not going to
Okay.
happen. I haven't
Okay.
touched a Microsoft browser for, geez, I think since maybe 2004.
Well, let me see what I can find. Oh, here we go. Bing, your AI powered copilot. So
Yeah,
that's the
training.
first thing that shows up when you go to bing.com. Instead of the browser, just go to bing.com.
Well, I said the Bing AI, but it just takes you to, it pops up it gives you a pop-up as soon as you go to that page. If you go to Bing AI, and
Or
it's
just
open
just
Microsoft
Bing.
Edge, so you can't get to it unless you use Edge, I'm guessing.
Oh, well, let me just throw the, I did use Edge, but let me throw the
I've tried it 3 times now. I just searched Bing AI, and your AI powered copilot blah 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 comes up, and if you go to that URL, you click on that, it just takes you to the same page in the search engine in Microsoft Bing, but it pops up a screen that says Open Edge. Open your Edge, and then you can go forward. It's like, it's not going to happen for me. Interesting. So that's Bing's way of getting you to use, getting everybody to try to use Edge.
well, yeah, I guess so. That's why I haven't, that's why I don't use them unless I need to test something, actually. When somebody tells me something's not working, I'll test it, but that's the only time I use Edge.
Well, for everybody else who's here, I did put in the address for ChatGPT, Copy AI, which are two different AIs. And for anybody who wants to, you can use the Bing AI, although you're on your own with it.
Mm.
I see Arthur is here. So I'm still back to questions because I don't want to try to launch into something if people are still having a difficult time trying to think of why should I be interested in the buyer's journey. And I think a lot of people are stuck there. Steve, Cora, Tony, Chessie, Gina, do you all know why you would use why you need to know and you use the buyer's journey information?
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Cora.
Oh, okay. Well, I listened to your first webinar, which was wonderful.
Mhm.
And I'm doing my best. You know, I built my own website, and I hired someone to help me with SEO, but it didn't work out. I'm getting inundated with phone calls with marketers
Yeah.
constantly. It's like out of control.
Right.
One of them
don't feel like you're the only one. Developers also get inundated. I don't get the phone calls, but I get email all the time. Oh, we can do this and we can do that. And it's like, just go away. And those who do that kind of advertising definitely don't use them. But Arthur's probably going to kill me for saying this. Maybe Sue Ellen too. It's not really a hidden secret, because if you start reading more information about what's going on with Google, SEO is not dead. You still need parts of SEO, but that is not the concentration anymore.
Oh,
So when somebody tells you that you gotta have SEO and we can do all your marketing and offsite SEO, tell them to go away.
Yeah.
You don't need that. If you go back to 2000, which is when I opened my business, and I started in 96 developing websites. But if you go back to that time frame, you have proper keywords. You don't stuff the keywords. You just have it as normal conversational text, and you jump to the top of the search engines. Well, today you need more than that, but back then that's what it was. Today, if you continue the first part of having your meta tags written properly, which is not difficult,
No.
and you have keywords in your content and in your meta tags, if your site allows for that, then you're fine with that much SEO. The concentration today is the buyer's journey. So whatever you're selling, service, product, clouds, it doesn't make any difference, whatever it is. Explain what it is that you have. That's the awareness page. So you need a page that's just about what is this service? What is this product? That's stage one. Stage two is, well, I've mentioned all the different types of services or products that I have, but we're drilling down to more specific information. And then page three is, you're going to buy now. You've got your credit card because you know what you're ready to buy. And then that page outlines or explains what you are buying. So that's what Google's looking for in your website. A topic has 3 pages. If you have 5 topics, then you have 15 pages. Does that make sense, Cora?
does. All right, let me just go. Do I click share screen?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to screw it up. Oh,
Hey, look at that. You're sharing.
Am I?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I see Zoom.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Well,
But
click a tab. What were you trying to show?
let me get
Something
rid
on-
of this. Oh, no, I don't want to cancel the meeting.
You can
I'm
change the
sorry.
share. If you click on the share, it will ask you if you want to switch to a different screen, different window. And you'll see a bunch of windows, and then down the lower right, you'll see the well, you haven't left the meeting, you're still here.
Still here.
Yeah, you don't need to
No.
do that again.
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
you're-
As long as you could hear me. What's going on for my I'm a dog trainer, and I
Okay.
run classes, and I do private trainings and yoga with your dog, all kinds of different things. So I learned as much as I could about the SEO, and I've been putting all the keywords in on many pages.
Mhm.
I wrote a blog and sent it out, and I'm going to be doing more of that. I'm getting business, but I'm not getting the kind of business I think I should have from
Okay.
my mailings.
So now that you've done the basics, you want to go back and pick one topic of the dog industry that you're involved with. You know, a service that you offer. Tell me one of those services.
Obedience training,
Okay,
which is vast. I mean, I could narrow that down too, but I think obedience skills is what people are interested in.
and that's fine. You whether you just call it obedience, or if you feel that it's better to call it obedience skills, that's the one topic that you want to write about, and you're going to have 3 pages for that one topic.
Oh,
So
okay.
the awareness page that explains what is the you know, whichever topic that you've chosen. If it's the obedience, what is dog obedience, and explain that. You can go to a Chat GPT or any AI and have it write the article, and then you go in and you change it a bit so it doesn't sound so mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to edit that awareness page, and it's all about one topic. So it's just about obedience. That's stage 1. And Steve is saying you missed what the pages are. The awareness, and then you have this, that is the first stage. And then you go to the consideration, which means you're now considering either this one or this one, maybe a third one. Are we all getting that, or is that just in Washington State?
No, it's everybody. It's nationwide today.
Wow, what is that?
That is the National Wireless Emergency Alert System, just cell
Yeah.
phones.
Yeah. It's
My phone's across the room. I don't ever deal with it. So if it's important, somebody will tell me, "Oh, you got to pick up your phone." Anyway.
oh, it's just a test. It was just a test.
Oh,
It wasn't
Nothing
anything to be
important.
aware of.
okay. So back to Steve. The awareness page, the consideration page, and the purchase page. So those 3 pages need to be written for any one topic. Does that make sense, Steve?
Yes. Mhm. Okay.
And-
So in other words, don't elaborate on all the things that I do.
No.
Just focus. Okay.
And if you have a page that does that, don't consider that a page that's going to get into the top of Google.
No.
In other words, that can be like your homepage. It'd be like an index. I do this and this and this and this. Okay, that's the homepage. When's the last time that you did a search and you came to somebody's homepage?
Yeah,
Doesn't
right.
happen, because there's too many topics on that one page. So even if it was written, each of them were written correctly on that one page, it would be a lot of information. But Google's looking for one topic on one page. So it's easier now, and we can call the stages of the journey SEO, but you can separate them, call them whatever you want, but it is all part of SEO. So today, SEO is all about the buyer's journey. It's about telling people what your product is. Then you're going to tell them on another page, you're going to compare. So the visitor is going to be able to consider maybe two different services. If it's obedience, maybe there's, you know better than I, is there more than one type of obedience?
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And I'm there, no scolding, no jerking of the leash. It's all positive reinforcement. I'm AKC evaluator. I mean, I do everything according to building trust with you and
Okay.
your dog.
But if you
No.
were to, if you were to say, if you were to index obedience, you would have obedience 101, obedience 102.
Oh, yeah.
Just you're going to describe
Okay.
in the first page, the awareness page is, this is the proper way for obedience training. And that's all that page is about. It may discuss slightly the different types of obedience. And then you link to the next page, which is your comparing the different, a couple of different types of obedience training. So it's the consideration page. They're going, that sounds like what I need. So I'm looking at the really kind, really sweet way for obedience, as opposed to got to be a bit more firm. You're comparing maybe the two. I'm not saying that either of the ways that I'm describing it are correct, but I think you get the idea.
I
that
do.
Whatever that topic is, there's a way to say, you can do it this way or that way.
Okay.
And on the second page, you're going to compare them and go, okay, there's this way and this way. Which one do I want? And so you outline those. It has another page, that's the consideration page, and you're talking about just those few topics and more specific than the awareness page, which is very generalized. So the third page is the buy now. Everybody's got their credit card in hand because they've gone, I want to purchase this really kind obedience training. So they click on that button to go to the buy now page, and now you're going to sell them that service. Does that make sense, Cora?
Yes, it does. Yes, thank you. That makes a lot of sense.
And
I have to fine tune things because I think I used all the words that I could think of that people would search for with their dog so that it would come up. Now I'm hearing that, I have reviews, but they sent it to me and then I published them. So that doesn't work with reviews. You have to send people to Google or Facebook and have them go on for a review. So just a quick question. I don't want to take up too much time, but how important is that?
Getting reviews?
Yes.
I put it on the end stage of all the things that you need to do. It's important, but get your pages done, your site done first, and then push for reviews. But what I'm suggesting on these pages that you're creating, and I'm literally saying you're going to create these new pages. You don't have to throw out what you have. It's even better to say, I'm going to create new pages, a new awareness page for the obedience, a new consideration page for the obedience, a new buy now page for the obedience. And then you kept your other pages the way that they are. So it isn't a matter of you got to go back in and change all what you have. That's fine. Just push them aside. If they get into the search engines and do you well, that's great. But you don't want to get rid of them, especially if you've got traffic going to them already. Leave them alone. Create new pages. The more pages you have, the more Google likes it. They like big websites. So let the pages fly. There's nothing saying you only need to have 4 or 5 or 10 pages. Have 500. Not that you're going to write 500 pages. I don't. I would, but
well, I've started writing a book. I don't have that much time. It's just me, and I just hired a partner an assistant, I mean. So hopefully I'll have more time for all that you're saying, and I appreciate it.
Or do you
welcome.
have a link to your website?
Do I have a link?
Yeah, to your website. Could you put it in the chat?
Oh, sure.
Corey, he has a reason for what he's asking, and he's done a few dog sites, so he can help you out with that. Maury had a
Okay.
question while you're trying to get that.
Well, I was just going to make a comment, Thomas. What I like to do after the awareness stage
Mhm.
is I like to treat it like a mini FAQ, because after awareness, that's when people have 1,000 questions. And that's when you can break it down into even multiple pages, doesn't have to be one. And you can do one topic for every question and answer that you find that people are looking for.
And
Because
Google
not
does-
everyone's going to know what obedience trading is or how it works or what it's
Right.
about.
and
So if you
Google,
treat it like a mini FAQ, you can build even 10 articles under awareness.
yeah. And
Oh.
Google does FAQ, so that would help even more.
Yeah, and then if you add the FAQ schema to it, that may even get you in the Google search questions.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry that I'm a little ignorant of this, but where do I put in the link to the website? Under what?
In this
press-
chat.
Under,
Arthur was
under
asking-
chat?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
can,
it
just
just
copy-
keeps saying show chat previews. That's all it says.
down at the bottom of the chat window where you see two.
Oh, got
And
it.
I-
Okay, it's
everybody-
on the other side. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. No problem. This is all learning. Our group is all about learning. We figure nobody knows a darn thing.
Oh, you're so forgiving. Thank you. Okay.
And let's see. Chelsea, 1 topic, 3 pages, 5 topics, 15 pages. Yep, that's right.
Oh, I see. Mhm.
That's a bare minimum. You can write more pages per
Oh,
topic
yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah, there is no limit.
Yeah.
You just need to understand that you're going to connect.
Can I put my website link there so you, because when I look at this page requirements, I'm wondering, what about a website that has contents and there's a blog part to it, like there's a blog to it, which is not, the content on the blog is different from the service part of the website. Does it follow
Whether
the same?
whether the pages are in a blog or in your main website, if you expect Google to pick them up to push them up in the search engine so people can find them, they need to have this awareness consideration by now. So it doesn't make any difference that you're talking about a blog or your main site. Whatever
I just
page,
posted,
wherever
I
it
just posted a
exists.
link there.
Sorry?
I just posted a link to the website.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, yes.
Well,
we do see
docx.care. Yeah.
Dogs Love, and we've got the i2docs.care.
Mhm.
Keep in mind when you're building a website, you're building a flow chart. It has to make sense and it has to flow so Google can understand what message is it you're trying to deliver so that it makes sense. When people scatter things in different orders, Google can't understand it and then they won't rank it because they're like, if I don't get it, I'm not going to show it to anybody else.
Okay.
So it has to be a logical order to how you do things.
And
Okay.
someone is asking, should the pages be listed in the menu? That's a discussion in the chat window.
You do want to make sure that all the pages that you are creating about the awareness, consideration, and purchase are blindly, you're going to blind you. They should be in the menu, link from the pages themselves to the others. So make sure that it's there so Google can easily go, oh, we see these pages. And that's what you're trying to find. Trying to make sure that Google finds are the pages that you're working so hard to create.
Mhm.
So yes, make them part of your menu, add links from each of the pages to the next stage. So, and you can even put in the call to action buttons to go to the next page. So it's really obvious. Text link from within the article, the words in the article, have the call to action that takes you to the next page. So it's very obvious what you're doing. And then also put it in your main menu.
She might want to mention, so if they want to look it up in Google, what you're talking about is anchor text. Is how you link the articles together. If they look up anchor text in Google, they'll be able to understand it better.
What word is that? Can you say anchor text?
Yes.
Anchor, ANCHOR.
Okay, thanks.
In the chat.
A-N-C-H-O-R.
There you go. There's what you search in Google. If you do that, the very first thing that comes to the top of the page is the description. A link text or anchor text is the visible, clickable text of a link. In other words, it's text that you click on, and you've all been to it. You've all used anchor text. That's just, oh, I click on that because I see it's a different color and it's going to take me somewhere. That's
Okay.
called an anchor text or text link, either one.
Now,
Okay.
for an example, if you were talking about red running shoes in your awareness stage, you could make a hyperlink of the word red running shoes in your awareness text that would click, and it would take you to another page where you actually have a picture and a buy button for red running shoes. That would be like an anchor text. And that's how you link your articles together to tell Google how to logically follow how the articles are linked together.
Right.
Can you explain that again, please?
Do you want me to do it, Thomas, or do you want to
Go
take it
ahead,
away?
Maury. No.
What you
Okay.
just said.
Like if you're writing an awareness article, and let's just say in the awareness article, you had the words red running shoes in the article. Now you could create an anchor text, which is just a hyperlink of those three words in your awareness article, red running shoes. And if people click on it, it'll take them to another page. I'm using this as an example. It's kind of a cheesy one. But on another page, you can have a picture of red running shoes and a buy now button.
Okay, thank you.
And that's how you're telling Google how I'm linking my articles together. I'm talking about red running shoes. It's almost a call to action, but it isn't. It's an anchor text that just leads into another page. And it could just as easily lead to a page of 5 other pages of red running shoes. And here's different kinds of red running shoes. There could be joggers, there could be hiking, it's just a way of linking pages together to tell Google, here's the chronological order I want you to follow when you're reading my articles. It's helping Google understand your flow, your workflow, how you want them to read your site. And people too.
Most websites are created by the site owners, and they come up with whatever text that they want. And they've said, this is what I want in this page. And they tell the developer to put it in there. Does that mean it's correct or not correct? And as you can see, Sue Ellen is shaking her head 9 times out of 10. The owner of that website is absolutely wrong. That text is not the text that you want in there, but they're adamant and they go, nope, that's what I want in there. You've got to go back and understand the buyer's journey. Think, each of you just right now, think of the last time that you were going, I want to look up, and you fill in the blank. What are you going to look up? And why are you looking it up? You looked it up, you searched in the search engine because you wanted information. Now think about your website and most people's websites. Instead of describing the service or product, they launch into, I'm the best at selling these shoes and I have the best red shoes ever, so just buy them right now. Are you going to buy from that person or not?
No.
Nope. You're going to leave that website and you're going to go back to the searches to find one that tells you about the red shoes. And when you find it, Google is going to say, how many websites did that person go to? And how long were they in those websites? If they were at your website for 5 seconds and you were going, buy mine because I have the best red shoes, and left and went back and clicked on another link, Google goes, oh, apparently your website was not what that person wanted, but so you get pushed back further in the search engines. And that's how come you keep getting pushed back, because that text has never been changed. It has to consider the person who's coming to the page.
Mhm.
Are they going to get their answers? They have questions about whatever it is. That's why they're searching. If they don't get their questions answered, they leave, and they usually do it pretty quickly, because it's going to happen within the first couple of sentences. If you don't get their attention in the first couple of sentences to say, I am telling you exactly what you want to know. As a developer, if I'm looking for how to do something, I'll come across, hundreds of different websites, and I'll try one that says how to, and it starts out with, but before you do that, you want to make sure. I leave. I came
Yeah.
to how to do this very specifically. If you don't have that at the top of the page, I'm leaving. That page from that developer is going to get pushed back eventually, because they're not providing that information that they say they are.
Yeah, the bounce.
So-
Yeah,
Go ahead, Arthur.
yeah. It's called a bounce rate. Yeah, if somebody comes on your page and they leave right away, that sends Google a signal that your information is not interesting, not credible, possibly, and that's why you want to keep people on that page as long as you can. And you only have like 2 seconds, 3
Yep.
seconds at
Question.
most to get
Question.
that person's attention.
Jesse, you have a
Um,
question?
Yeah, so speaking about the bounce rate,
Mhm.
if you are blogging on the different reasons why your lab test results could be wrong, the sources of errors, right? So there are multiple reasons because there are different sources. And the title is, let's say, glucose test, and you say glucose, why your lab results could be wrong.
Mhm.
And you start listing the different things. Maybe the first reason may not be a reason that applies to your reader, but maybe the sixth reason is something that applies, that resonates with your reader. Concerning the bounce rate, do you see somebody going away just because the first reason wasn't their reason, versus the fact that if they read to the reason number 6, they may have been able to, like, oh yeah, yesterday I ate some pizza before going for my blood draw,
In a situation like that, it's easy to overcome, because if you've got several reasons on one page, you are going to be concerned about that. So at the top, you would have, let's just say you've got 5 reasons, correct?
Yes.
So you've listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's this reason, this reason, this reason, and this reason. Then you link to the part of the page that has that information.
Oh,
And the next answer, number 2, well, wasn't my first, the number 1 is not my answer. Number 2 is not what I have. Oh, number 3. So you click on number 3, takes you down and explains number 3. Your test results might be bad because of blah, 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 blah. And they go,
Okay.
that's exactly what it was. But if they have to
Okay,
read
that's
through the
what I
whole
wanted to
page, yeah, they might leave. So make sure that you've got, if that one page has several reasons, and that's a good one, because it's all about your glucose test results.
Yes.
So you've got because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this. And it's real simple to see each one of them, and they click on that link and go down to that page.
Another thing
Thank
I
you.
like to do, Thomas, is call out the fact that there is 5 reasons.
Yeah.
5 reasons why your glucose, blah, 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 or the top 5 reasons. But make sure they see that there's 5 reasons, and that gives them then they'll want to go read them all, right?
Yes. Your glucose test may be wrong or bad or whatever it is that you're trying to describe for these 5 reasons or 10 reasons or whatever the number is.
Yeah, the
So
title
they
says-
understand right away that there are several reasons. Read
Right.
yours.
It should be
Thank
the
you.
title, 5 reasons why your glucose is low. That
Yeah.
should be the title. So that immediately
Okay.
grabs the attention.
Oh, great. I'm going to add that. I thought something was wrong with mine. Yeah, I think that's the part I was missing. I just went listing them. I didn't do the bullet point that would take someone to the right place.
bullet
I
Yes.
didn't do that.
And I
Okay.
think it's these type of meetings that we're trying to introduce to people. It's not really introduction stuff that's been around. What most people do with their websites is, let's just throw all this information in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you've got to think of the visitors. The visitors don't want all that information thrown in there.
Yeah.
Separate it.
Yeah,
You
adding-
have, think about it. Most of you, or even all of you, are experts in whatever that you do. Don't expect somebody to just take all the information that you throw on 1 or 2 pages and try to decipher it. The awareness, consideration, and the purchase stages are what Google is demanding, because that's exactly how you would want to see the information. So you've got a website now and you're expecting everybody to do it this other way. That's not it. Go back and realize, how would I want to understand this page? Experts need to get out of their head and understand that the people looking for this information are not experts. They can't read through all of your stuff and try to decipher it so that they can find what they want.
Yeah.
We live in, as I've said many times, the drive-through mentality. I want this burger and I want it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want a milkshake, because I forgot that on the thing. So now give it to me here at the window. You're still going to get it fast. And if
Adding-
you don't, then they go down the street to the competition.
Yeah, adding
Okay.
a table of contents to your blog post. There's options with WordPress that you can do that. And it's based on your heading tags, your heading 2, your H3, and things like that. And what the table of content does, it picks up those headings and it creates an anchor text out of that. So when people come to your menu, they can click on the link of the title of the paragraph that they're looking exactly for, and it'll take them directly to it. And that's part of the internal linking and the structure of your page that Google looks at.
That's another good example of anchor text, because you're just taking them from the index to whatever page they want to go. It's another example of it.
Yeah.
So
it's
another question,
Okay.
and hopefully my last.
Oh, we like
So-
questions.
So, still talking about the anchor text.
Mhm.
Okay. Sometimes, let me say, for example, when people are trying to optimize, do the SEO thing, you want to, if I go online, I'm looking for content about, I suspect my glucose results are wrong and I'm looking. I see myself saying that, Googling wrong glucose results or errors in glucose results. And, it varies from person to person. The sentences I may put in Google to look for a solution may not be the one that Thomas would use. You agree? So
Yes.
what do we do with these so many different sentences that different people use to locate the same item?
That's kind of where Google is pushing now, saying that you need to write for what people are searching. That's part of your keyword research, because you'll see terms. And if you go into Google and just search whatever sentence that you want, if you move down the page, you will see, I'll show you here in Google.
Similar searches.
Here's a search that I just wrote about anchor text, but I can scroll down and see here are related searches. Use those terms in your text. Anchor text
Okay.
example, anchor text in HTML, anchor text SEO. You can pepper those things within your text so that those related searches are specifically people who have searched those terms in Google. So use those in your pages. The other thing that I learned a long time ago, and I know that today most people try to make a really long sentence. And I know Google's trying to say, make that part of your text too. I usually try to, in fact, I just did it for anchor text. I didn't say, what is anchor text? I just said anchor text. Because I've done so many searches, millions of searches in the last 25 years, that I know that search engines can pull up closer for me if I give them a little bit of information instead of a long sentence. That long sentence, depending on how many prepositions or adjectives that you have, can actually give you worse results. So it's a game that Google plays, but because whatever you search has related searches, that should get you on the right road to include things that you know. Google's telling you, here are 8 different related searches that people are literally searching for what you have related to anchor text. So use those terms in your pages.
And I think, Thomas, you can't stress that enough. Google didn't make
Yes.
those up. Those were typed in by real people.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really important to know.
Look at this one right here. And this tells you something because you've had to scroll down to what is anchor text. There's 2 different sites that have that same term, and yet they're not at the top of the page. So apparently what content they have is not that great because people apparently are bouncing. So you want to make sure that you've got these related search terms in your text, but make sure that you're absolutely specific about what this page is going to explain. And the awareness page is really the one you want to work on. That's the first one people are coming to because they're searching. Well, if I could search just red shoes, but how about what are red shoes? But then again, wait, I want tennis shoes. So you have to think about what people are searching. And look, what are red tennis shoes? Now I've got a whole bunch of pictures on red tennis shoes. So I'm narrowing in on what people have. Red tennis shoes for women. I didn't specify male or female. So yes, I'm going to get a different search than if I go down and see what people are actually searching for red tennis shoes. Women, what are red tennis shoes? What are red tennis shoes for ladies? See, what I searched is not necessarily what everybody else is searching. That's why between the keyword research and looking at related searches in whatever search is related to your stuff is so important. Do that research and go, oh, I see what people are searching. You can't go wrong with it because Google's telling you that's what people are searching. They're probably searching other things too, but there's a good example of people search that, put that in your page text. Does that make more sense for everybody?
Yes.
Yes, it
Great.
does.
Especially
I think another thing you need to stress, Thomas, too, back to the bounce rate for a second,
Mhm.
to take it a little farther, I know you've talked on this, is if I land on a website and I find what I want in 2 seconds and then I leave, what's important is I don't go back to Google and search again, because it's less about how much time you spent and more about what your next activity was. If I look for red shoes and left in 2 seconds and went back to Google and did another search, that tells Google that that keyword I typed in wasn't very relevant to the first site I landed on, right? So it's more than just the bounce rate. If they leave and don't go search again, Google goes, oh, they must have got what they wanted. If they leave and go back to search, Google gets a signal saying they didn't get what they wanted.
Mhm.
That's really important to understand about Google. They're measuring that stuff.
And here's, I want to wrap this part up just a little bit. Not that we're finished, but I want to make sure that you all understand. You don't need to understand all the stuff that Google is doing or the whys in this. If you go back and focus on the awareness page, the discover or the comparison of the products or services, the consideration page. So awareness, consideration, purchase. If you concentrate on those and have AI write the text for you so that you just need to edit it and make it sound more personal, more conversational. If you do that, you have a better chance of getting to the top of the search engines than trying to figure out all this SEO stuff. Just concentrate on those 3 types of pages. The whys, the this, the that, block that out. Put your blinders on. I just need to make awareness, consideration, and purchase pages, and I'm done.
Just a tip on
You can
I was gonna
always
say
go
a
back
tip
and
on-
add things. Sorry, what was that?
ChatGTP is you can use those terms and actually tell ChatGTP to write me an article based on the awareness stage. It's smart enough to know. It will write you articles based on what stage of the journey you want it to write for. So make sure you're specific when you're using ChatGTP of what you want.
That's correct. Just
So if you
make
want consideration stage, tell it to write me an article for the consideration stage.
sure-
It's smart enough to know to write for those stages.
Is that helping, Cora?
Yeah, it is helping a lot. I have a quick question.
Okay.
You had said refer then to call to action button.
Oh yeah,
Right.
like a buy now button is
Yeah.
a call to action button.
Or bot-
Anything that says
yeah.
do something is a call to
Yeah.
action button.
Okay,
So call me, or go to this page, or more information, or read more. Those are all call to action buttons.
I see. So
just
it's
something
not
that
the
tells
same
people,
as,
do this. I want you
Uh-huh.
to do this because whatever reason that you have.
so on my site, each course that I give has a PayPal button.
Yeah.
Is that a call to action button?
Pretty
Yes.
Did you
much,
say?
yeah.
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 And
Because that's
another
basically
one,
a buy now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something, Cora?
sure.
On your blog page, you have article from AKC, and you have a couple of them. Did you copy and paste those articles from AKC?
I did, yeah, on just a couple of them, and I made sure to say there, don't do that.
No.
Don't-
No,
Because
because-
it's copywriting thing or what?
Well, the thing is, what's gonna happen with that article is because at the bottom, I see there's 2 affiliate links, CBD chews and CBD oils. Is that part of your sales? Are you associated?
No, there's CBD oil?
Yeah, well, those are affiliate links that are linking to another website for people to buy CBD oils.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't put that there.
Well, that's what you copied from AKC.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take another look.
Yeah, because you can't take like kind content from another website and post it on your own.
Okay. I
Google
just
won't.
wanted it to be that people understand there's a big difference in trainers out there. And
Right.
that I am affiliated with AKC.
Well, that's fine and everything, but I mean, you could take and spin the article, make it your own. And
Okay,
refer to it, but to literally just take and copy and paste it, that's not a good thing. I mean, even though AKC is a nonprofit and stuff like that, it's still not, it's still not a good idea, to do that.
thank you. I
Well, the
will
other thing to
take
keep
that.
in mind is if you're trying to rank and you're doing it for SEO purposes, Google's going to look at the age of the articles, and the person that's got the oldest article is going to be deemed the one that wrote the article and owns it. Everybody else is going to be deemed a copy and won't get credit.
Oh, okay,
So if you rewrite the article in your own words, then it
Mhm.
becomes a unique article that's yours, and you'll get credit for it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
mean,
so
AK
everybody,
If you
sorry,
could
go ahead.
write- If you could write an article for AKC or have them post a link to your website, that would be phenomenal.
I might be able to do that.
Yeah.
Been with them a long time.
When
Thank
you're
you.
when you're using an AI to search or have it write an article for you, I pulled up ChatGPT,
I
And
struggle
what
with
we
that
did
word.
last week, and I just said, write an article for awareness stage of buyer's journey about hypnosis. Now you can say the and have a couple other prepositions if you want. The more specific you are in what you're asking the AI to do, the better the information will be that it spits out for you. So you can literally just say, write an article, and then you plug in whether it's for the awareness stage or the excuse me, for the consideration stage or for the purchase stage. And then you take those articles and you read through them, edit it so that you're going to change a few words in each paragraph so that it sounds like you wrote it, make it more personal, make it sound like conversational text, so that Google doesn't look at it and go, oh, you just copied this out of AI. That's the same thing as copying the text from some other website. You're going to get in trouble for it instead of it helping you.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that way. I figured if I say that it's an AKC article, then I'm all right. But I guess not.
Yeah, you have to go out of the norm to make sure the people understand this isn't from you. This isn't your article. Google needs to know that too.
Okay.
Don't try to make it, hide the fact that you didn't write it. You got to make that blatant so that Google understands, okay, you're just referencing somebody else.
So you were looking at my blog site, at my blog page, right, Arthur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this making sense for you too, Chessie?
Yes, it is. The question I have now. Sorry, I'm driving. I left home. The question I have now, it's about citations. So when you use AI for those three different sub mention of what how do you cite? Who do you cite it? How do you cite the content?
You're asking how to cite the context written from AI?
When you use AI, AI, I'm sure AI is taking it from existing content online. Is that right?
Yes and no. It's taking the information from a lot of different places in its database. So it's not
Okay.
taking it from another website, but it's written so that Google can see. If you don't edit that a little bit in each paragraph, they're going to say, I'm pretty sure that was written by AI. And that's not good. So
Okay.
you can take an entire article like I just showed that was written by AI, and by changing maybe 8th word or 9th word, you can make it your text. So you don't have to cite that particular text.
Okay. Okay. And
Great.
earlier on, you recommended the Bing AI over the other AI. Am I correct? When we just started.
I use ChatGPT. Bing is another one. Some people like the one from Bing, but in order to use the one from Bing, you have to use their browser.
Okay. Yeah.
There's
Okay.
Bard. Bard's another one. BARD.
So the one other strange question here. So, talking about the related searches. If you have paid content like the other attendee was talking about her courses, how do you let someone go? How do you let someone go through the courses before the how do you call it, the button that says pay now? Shouldn't they pay before they are going through your courses? How do you make that happen?
You're talking about having a membership site, so you pay to get to the pages?
Yes.
Well, you need a membership software to be able to lock out that part of your site.
Okay. So,
If
but
you're-
then but then you want them to at least see the table of contents so that they know what they'll be getting if they should obtain a membership. Is that correct?
You can do that for the users who are in your site, but and you've got two different you logged in twice to the thing, so I'm getting echo. But if you hide the text behind the membership, it's not going to do you any good in the search engines.
Okay. But then what about relying on your table of contents? Shouldn't that help with the search engines? Because
No.
the table of content is not hidden behind the area to pay.
If your index says I've got all these pages and the search engine finds out that, okay, yeah, but they're all behind the membership, so I can't read them, then it's of no value.
Oh, wow.
You would want to take that, sorry, you would want to take that table and put it into a landing page so that it's not membership protected.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Anything that you want to help in the search engines or to be shown in the search engines must be available to anybody.
Okay. All right. That was a big question for me. And I think I have a lot of work to do.
We hear that a
Yeah.
lot at the end of our sessions.
See, the thing with membership plugins, you can create memberships and have certain parts of a page protected, and that page will still rank. So for instance, if you use a plugin like MemberPress or membership, Paid Membership Pro, you can have like an introduction to an article of a couple paragraphs, and then you can protect the rest of the article. And as long as that first part of that article is within your meta description, that page will be able to rank.
I think a good example of that, Arthur, is if you took a book that had 20 chapters, you could let them have chapter 1 for free, and they'd have to pay to see the next 19 chapters. So chapter 1 would be usable for SEO because it's public. The other 19 chapters would be private.
Correct.
Okay, but in my case whereby I like the glucose example I gave, these 6 points are written all on the same page, right? And so I want you want someone to pay to have access to this information. So basically I would rely on a landing page table of content that when you click there, you should be able to go locate the page where the information you need is.
Well, in your case, I would use the awareness page and treat it like a mini FAQ and do a question and answer. And if someone goes, aha, you understand me, you get it, I want to buy your stuff, then you send them to your product or your landing page or your membership or whatever it is you want to sell to them. So you'd use that awareness stage to prime the pump to get them to want to buy.
Right.
Your table of contents for your blog posts. I mean, that's basically what that's for. You can't take a table of contents and put it on a landing page.
Okay, so when you talk about an awareness page, is this just like talking about like an introduction, like intro to what you want, what they should be seeing when they go to the actual page?
It's like if you're talking about red shoes, here's all the information what red shoes are. Or if you're talking about the glucose test, give them a page, an entire page that is just the awareness stage.
Okay.
So it tells them everything and they go, oh, that's excellent information. That's exactly what I want. Now, if you want more, you're going to have to pay to get behind the membership area.
Sell the sizzle, not the steak. Treat it like foreplay. You just want to get them excited so that they're willing to pay money for the rest.
What about the area to pay? So that you have the awareness as the first paragraph, and then you have those 6 bullet points of the 6 reasons covered by that aspect that needs them to pay.
Now you're getting into more advanced, complicated. You
Right.
can get tools that you can set up a PDF file and it'll let you read the first paragraph and blur the rest out. And then you can put a pay button at the bottom. But that you're getting into some pretty specialized plugins and you're getting into some pretty
You
amazing,
make, you make it more,
advanced stuff to do that.
you're making it more complicated for yourself than it needs to.
Yeah.
If you keep it simple, Google will be happy. If you complicate it, then you're gonna play games with Google on whether they're gonna take any of it. So
Okay.
that's why we're suggesting have that awareness page provide great information that really nails it, and people are extremely interested in getting more information. That more information is going to be behind the membership page.
And willing to pay for it.
Yeah, you got to pay for it to get to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I get it now. Thank you.
Sure.
If you want a good example of that all the time, are you familiar with ClickBank?
No.
If you go to clickbank.com, it's a site where people can sell their courses. And if you go look through some of the landing pages and of all the people advertising on there, you'll see their process of driving interest to the point where they want you to buy their product. You'll see the flow there. And if you
ClickBank.
look, clickbank.com, yeah, it's just a site where people go to sell stuff. And if you look for the products with the highest gravity, which means they have large amounts of sales, those people are going to be very good at flowing people through the buyer's journey down to the buyer stage. They're great examples to look at to see how they do it.
Okay. I'll check it out. Thank you. That really helps.
Well, there you go. I think we covered quite a bit today in just a little part.
Thank you. It was great.
You're welcome.
I've definitely really learned. I think I have more confidence going in now into the blog than before.
Okay, good.
And probably you've made the content creation easier than I was thinking.
Yes. Yes. Don't try to complicate things.
One real quick question is,
Go ahead.
is it in any way your home page could be considered a landing page or no?
You can, but usually people's landing page has several topics. If you have more than one topic on one page, Google's going to say it's not all about one thing. So that's not going to reach the top of the search engines.
I
You know,
love to
like I
use
said,
books
like I said at the beginning of the meeting, when's the last time that you searched something and you went to somebody's homepage through the text link in the search results?
I love
Right.
using books because I would say the cover is your landing page,
Mhm.
right? The index is your homepage.
Mhm.
As an example, right? Because the landing page is you're trying to entice them to go farther, do something, buy now. And that's what the cover of the book does. When you
Oh,
open
okay.
the cover and you look at the index, that just tells you everything about what they're going to get.
Got
Does
it.
that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Landing page
analogy.
serves one purpose.
Well, I look forward to getting together with you soon.
We will definitely have another meeting next week, so join us then.
I will. Thank you so much. I have to run.
Okay, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next
Oh,
week.
you're welcome. Yes, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Arthur, for all your good suggestions too. Bye-bye
Thank
now.
you so much. Thank you. I came into this not really knowing what I was registering to attend, but I think even at the beginning when you told us to speak, I was like, what do they want me to say? You know,
You-
but I think the questions started popping in when I really knew exactly where I was. Thank you so much.
We're here every week. Come back with more questions.
Okay, great. I will. I think I'm going to start working on my blog now more actively. I was a little resistant because I thought I was walking in the dark.
Good. Glad we answered some questions for you.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Be well. Have a great day.